someone to know that they shouldn't train it again.
Mm-hmm.
But there has to be, you have to be in the trenches long enough to really understand your body to go, well, if I'm not sore, I can just go train again.
Right.
I trained legs yesterday. Well, I can go again today.
Right.
Well, there's so many other factors.
Right.
And you, the individual that's striving, has to figure these things out as life goes.
Yeah.
I'll train legs on Sunday or Monday. And by the next Sunday or Monday, I wasn't even sore one day, but the body doesn't feel ready to go squatting again.
Right.
And so it's for me understanding, is the strength there? Is it really recovered? I put it into a hole. Has it come out of that hole?
Mm-hmm.
So do you train no matter what? As long as you're not sore, you train a body part?
I mean, if I train it the day previous, I'm not gonna go and train it the next day. That wouldn't make sense. Like you gotta understand like recovery there. When you're on like PEDs and stuff like that, you might be able to recover a little bit quicker. But you should really listen to the body, and at that point, you at least give it a day rest in between those muscle groups. Some people need a little bit more, but I would give at least a day in between. So if you really want to go hardcore on something, a day or two in between, I would think is pretty good there. If you're still really really sore or really really hurting, I wouldn't really recommend going and hitting it hard again. But I might try to get some blood flow into those different areas too. Maybe just do a couple of light exercises in those areas. One thing I've noticed was like even my legs, I would be like super sore, not the next day, but 2 days after. That would be my worst soreness. I'm like, oh man, it hurts. And I would try to go in there and just do like one or two exercises just to get the blood flowing, not like trying to like hit PRs, not trying to like really get that nervous system stimulated, but just trying to get blood flowing through there. And that usually helps a little bit, get my lactic acid and stuff like that. But as far as that goes, like you gotta give yourself some time, and not just going. So some guys I've seen that where they train arms 3 days in a row. I'm like, why would you do something like that? You're being counterproductive to what you really want out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the other thing is wear and tear, right? When you continuously are using that and doing that over and over, I mean, that's going to create some problems too. Usually, injuries happen when you overtrain. And overtraining doesn't mean I'm going to the gym 7 days a week in this manner, 7 days a week, 4 hours a day. It's that I'm overtraining a certain body part because I want it to grow, I want it to get more gains. So to keep just putting pressure on it and not let it recover properly, and not doing that could cause an injury possibly. So, there's certain things you got to look at, and recovery is one of them, and it's one of the biggest ones for sure.
Let me ask a question then too, because I want these guys not to get confused. So let's say I'm training 6 days a week, and it's one body part a day, right? So if I did legs Monday,
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably good again by Saturday.
Right.
Can you still overtrain just doing one body part a day
Hmm.
Yeah.
for you?
I mean, I probably wouldn't overtrain. I mean, I'm not going to sit there for 4 hours and train like one body part. I think getting in there and getting.
Let's not take you. Let's
Okay.
take an individual.
Okay. Can they
Because one of
overtrain
these
one body
guys that
part?
these
Absolutely.
guys that go in and I crush it every day. I push it to the wall.
Absolutely. I think they could overtrain one body part. Absolutely. You can overtrain anything. I mean, really, really, truly the definition, I guess. What does that mean, right? That means a little bit something to everybody. So it really means what your definition of overtraining is. And at that point, like just being smart about it. Like there's certain science that's out there that really, really breaks it down. I mean, of course there's gonna be a study for everything, but at that point, like I think that the sticking to the basics, learning your body, knowing how your body feels, and then seeing what's working too as well, and then sticking with that too.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that just because you train legs Monday and you're doing a different body part next day, you still can't overtrain. Your body's one unit. Just so for anybody out there, your body's one unit. So I don't care if you train legs 3 hours on Monday. There's going to be a dip on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why you would go from big body part to a small body part
Right.
that you can manhandle.
Right.
Or you crushed it on Monday, take Tuesday off.
Yeah.
These are all aspects. It's a chess game. At some point you got to learn your body. So just FYI, remember that guys, okay?
Mm-hmm. talking about? You're
And,
bigger
and
and
the
jacked
point
than
there,
me, bro.
the point there was, yes, you could maybe bypass that, but I get so many people that come to me and just say, "Hey, I would love to take my shirt off at the pool this summer with the family."
It's me.
And I think trust me, people, I think that's really cool more than a guy going, "I want to compete."
Right.
I like the fact that you want to compete, but I like the person that's going, I want my family to respect me. I want to be disciplined. I want to create a new me. I would like to go into the later years being a warrior.
Yes.
So I kind of like that. And so that's why I put up that post. It's Johnny and me, but don't forget about my age. And I'm out there dancing around like a little Chippendales, pulling it off. And I get that it's a fun video, but at the end of the day, it's again, I'm getting help from Titan Medical that's optimizing me so I can even be better at this stage of the game. And again, it's the minor details. So don't overlook that silly video. It's great. It's funny. It's
That video
everything.
was
But
great,
it's
Mike.
we're still being able to show up at the barbecue, take the top off, and
That's
go,
right.
hey,
That's
so
right.
those
But
idiot 20-year-olds,
you know, I mean, think about it. You know, when you do go to a public pool or you go to a hotel or whatever, you see a lot of guys wearing shirts in the pool. And some could say, "Oh, well, I don't want to get skin cancer. I'm protecting my skin. This is the reason I'm wearing it." All right, buddy. But if you had a
great.
six pack, or you could, you were just flat chested. You don't even have to have a six pack. Just in decent shape, you wouldn't probably have that shirt on, right? Because even in decent shape, I'm not even talking about great shape. Decent shape, you're probably outdoing 50% of the other people that are out there. And then you might get the anomalies like me or Mike or Drew or somebody out there that's really cut, jacked, big, whatever.
Let's not pull Drew into this because I won't take my shirt off next to Drew. That boy's a mountain of a man.
So, I mean, it just it is what it is. So I mean, I think it would bring self confidence back. I think the masculinity point would come back. I mean, us as men, we need to set ourselves apart again. We are the leaders of the pack. We are. I don't care who out there says something different. Now, of course, your female is going to be your alpha female of your pack, right? And you want her to be. You don't want her to be a lay down, subservient to everybody. You want to be alpha of the pack. What that means is that she's alpha to everybody else except for you, Mike. Right? That's how Mona is to you. She'll kill everybody else. When it comes to Mike, she's gonna be a lay down to a certain extent. Tracy's that kind of lady. That's what you need. But we need to reestablish some sort of masculine dominance to a certain extent, where men know their place. And the man's place is to protect, provide, right? I mean, especially with a family. If you aren't doing these things, you need to reassess what's going on internally. Maybe look at your hormones. Maybe look at what you're doing, and then start rewiring yourself. I mean, there's so many guys out there that need help in so many different ways just with hormones. And I think that would change the mentality. It would change the thinking. And us as a community, as a state, a nation, would benefit tremendously. I really do think that. And I think we're going the right way. As far as some of these food diets coming out, we're starting to get healthier, and hopefully everybody will come around to us and be healthier.
I want to make sure you guys can clip this because everything he said again, I think it kind of goes back to. Do you want to say hi?
No.
You want to say hi?
Come on over here.
Yeah, I mean, I heard alpha female, and that was my calling. Was alpha
He wasn't
female.
talking to you. He's talking to Mona.
I know who he's talking to, because we're alpha females. That's why. That's right. Where's
You hitting
my
the
alpha
shot?
female at? Where's my Mona?
You are. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
I
turned 23 actually.
22.
Oh, we got Titan over there. That's my buddy right there.
Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do.
Oh.
Oh, look at
Yeah!
that. Right?
Big
Titan.
Titan.
Look at you.
How are you?
Say hi.
You doing good?
We're going to go back to Florida?
No.
No.
Why?
Yes.
We got
Wait,
Disneyland out here.
I thought you were my buddy. What happened?
Not to Florida.
Yes, Florida. Definitely Florida.
Florida.
I told you, no.
Oh, that's definitely a time to get him out of LA now if he's saying no Florida. Yeah.
Scoot him out. I just want to say hi though. I heard John talking
Alpha.
about me.
Yeah, we did. I don't want to run over this, just like the video I posted online is, being silly at the barbecue. There's other factors of the visual, and Johnny and I were just talking about, like, you guys going to the pool and you keeping your shirt on, but there's such different factors of the discipline it creates, the role model in the house that it creates
Yep.
by staying on the nutrition and going to the gym regardless.
Right.
And so I just think those are such big, amazing things. And I notice it when I do appearances now. I've been in this industry long enough for people to know that I'm strong, stupid. But what I like is how these fathers are coming up to me going, I love how you're being a dad, how you're out there tussling. You got rid of all your furniture in the living room and put down wrestling mats.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not 20. I'm, I'm not living with my college football player buddies and
Right.
stuff. I'm a grown ass senior citizen living like a high school kid because I've set my body up and my mind up in a certain way to where I'm disciplined. And I think that's cool. And I get to see you with Peter
Yep.
and the role model that you are. And I could see the confidence. If you guys ever get a chance, go over and see John's son and the confidence he has when he's on the mound pitching. I said, forget the pitch. I just like how he's standing there and the confidence in him. And again, this is transferred down from a strong father to a son. And I keep saying this over and over again. I keep saying, raise them strong.
Absolutely.
Those boys nowadays need to be strong young men so they can be peaceful warriors compared to what I have in LA here,
Yeah.
that they're crying little betas, causing more problems than there is,
Absolutely.
making life tougher than it is.
I agree.
So
I agree. And it's not an easy world either. It's not a soft world out there. That's why you got to raise them tough, or they're going to be one of those betas, snowflakes. And they're going to be crying over nothing, right? Like,
yeah, I gotta throw some tantrums out today. Why? Life's not hard enough already, and you're gonna go cause more problems. Good job. Way to skip out on what's really important. You
Right.
taking care of your health and you, and just being a responsible person.
That's right.
And that's where the good father role does come into play. Like you said, be the leader, be the example for your kid. Whatever your kids see you doing, they're going to emulate. They're going to take in one way or the other.
That's true.
You know.
But Johnny, at 30, 35, how does a father do that if they don't feel the energy? If they don't feel, I don't want to go today. I'm 35. My testosterone is dropped.
Right.
I'm not, my free testosterone's in the tanker.
Yeah.
I'm not sexually active. How can you help these guys?
So, I mean, the biggest thing I would say to those guys is listen, we would start with a blood test that you can get anywhere in the country. We set you up with, very simple and easy to do. You can go right on typemedicalcenter.com, buy it right off of there, go in, we send you an email, you go into the lab, get it done. We get the results, you do a consult with us, whether it's telemedicine nationwide, or you can come into our beautiful office and you're here in Tampa, Florida. At that point, we help you.
I recommend going to the office, guys.
Yeah, the office is beautiful. But listen, if you're so busy you can't, I would rather you not come in the office, get treatment, feel better, and at that point you're on your way. But if you can't come to the office, I'd always recommend that. It's a beautiful experience coming in here. It's a beautiful experience working us nationwide too as well. So either way is fine. But at that point, it's getting treated, right? It's knowing what's going on with your body, taking control of your health, because everything bounces off you. You're the rock holding everything up. You want to have the energy for your kids. You want to set the example for your kids. This is one way to get yourself prepared, ready, and be able to do it. And at that point, now you're off to the gates and you're running and you're doing all these great things and you're feeling better doing it. Your kids are going to pick up on these things. They're going to want to do the exact same thing dad does. So if dad sits on the couch all day, they're going to learn, well, sitting on the couch is okay. That's a normalized thing here in this household. So at that point, if you've grown up in that situation and you find yourself in that situation because that's the example you had growing up, how do you break those chains?
Yeah.
How do you set the difference? And a lot of people have done this with a lot of different situations. It might not be with nutrition, whatever it is. Mine was this. I'll tell you guys what mine was. I grew up in a household that was very combative. My parents fought all the time, dropped down, kicked me out, fighting. I never wanted that for Peter. Charisse had that in her family. Never wanted that. What did we do to break the chain? We didn't do that. We promise ourselves that we're not going to fight in front of Peter. We're not going to have these arguments or kick down. If we need to have disagreements or arguments, of course couples will, then you do that to the side or somewhere where they're not doing it. We can talk logically about this. That was one thing. But you could apply this to somebody that they grew up eating Doritos, or even Sharice. She grew up eating boxed potatoes, right? Frozen dried potatoes. Okay? Rice-a-roni. Garbage shit. Excuse my language. Things that I never grew up eating. And when I was like, hey, listen, you have to start cooking and cleaning. She said, no problem. She get boxed potatoes. Whoa. I ain't never eaten no boxed potatoes, and I'm never going to eat them ever again. So at that point, no boxed potatoes. So, if that's the way, that's the way I grew up. Well, this isn't right. Can you agree to that? Like, is there better, like, food choices maybe? Or better ways we can do this healthier for our kid? Yes. Well, that's when we have to start making the move. And that's when you start making those changes. And those little changes equal big results. Like, if you can change just little things like that, you're changing the game. And when you're growing up, usually you have parents or you have some role models, and nobody's perfect. So at that point, like, everybody has flaws. But the best thing that I would do, and what I tried to do with my parents, was I took the best of what they gave me and left the shit behind. So at that point, like, any of the garbage that I didn't like, or I thought was going to be really bad or was bad, I just left that there. But the good traits, I try to take those traits and incorporate those traits. And that's what I try to pass down to Peter. And hopefully Peter will take the best of me and Sharice and the best of himself and pass it down to his kids. And so on and so on and so on. And that's how the generations are going to get better. They'll be better all the way around, hopefully. But that's in a perfect world. We're not in a perfect world, so.
But we kind of are, in a way. I love these memes that say it's great. I get a smile because I'm the biggest and strongest of my bloodline.
Yeah.
And so I always find that funny because I think of that, and I think of that my ancestors, getting up in the 1300s and grabbing a sword to go out on horses and yeah.
Slaughter people on the battlefield.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I can't even fathom that. What I like, right? And now we live in this world that we have air conditioning, where you can have a pool, where you have this amazing life that we're all that's watching this and going to see this.
Yeah.
We are like in the most perfect time of life. If you were born 100 years ago, it was tougher.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be like in the future, how easy. I like that the efforts and stuff we still have to do for ourselves. Epigenetics. And this is what you are talking about, epigenetics for what you guys did coming together and creating Peter, your son.
Yeah.
And just for you parents out there, it boosts brain health. These are things that can change because of how you treat your body for your kids. So there's the genetics and epigenetics.
Yeah.
And so I love this stuff, and I get to see that, there's 10 of us in my family. Pretty healthy family.
Yeah.
Most competed, in the early years and stuff. But I just kind of see the things that we did for Mona and me and how it's benefiting Titan's size, strength, and brain function. So there's a lot of things. Everybody here, go search and do a little chat GPT on epigenetics and how you're setting yourself up for the future. Let's say hypothetically you don't have a kid right now.
Mm-hmm.
The habits you're creating are going to be handed on to them, even beside your basic genetics.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, I can see why Peter is this little superhero. And I know this seems silly, but it leads to a question here. That you don't argue in front of Peter, so there's less stress, definitely less stress for him, and he kind of sees how you guys roll. And I come from 10, and man, we were
knocked down, beat them down. That's how we handle things.
Yeah. And so Mona's she grew up in a very tough world. So her ability to deal with America it's like, you guys are so easy.
Yeah.
You guys are so.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, there's nothing that. Does this upset you? I do not care. No, I take them out to eat. Yeah. And the reason I say this because you parents, women and men, set yourself up to try to help your future kids. And also, just like Johnny's saying, the mental is just as much as the physical.
Yep.
Seems like today it's even more so.
I agree.
Yeah, because it seems like everybody's so mentally broken down. And someone talks about hair and it going gray, but he also says that he's 20. And so that confuses me. If he's already 20, what kind of stress level is that? And what's going on? Can Titan Medical help him? Or is that just straight up color the hair? Or is that a
No.
stress thing? What's going on?
So they have broken down like gray hairs because obviously I have gray hair, right? And I don't have a whole bunch on top, but I have gray on the sides a lot. So at that point, like, you know, they say it's from stress, right? But if you really start looking into gray hairs, it can be reversed. They say it's almost like a deficiency of some sort in the cell.
Really?
So yeah, I've been doing some research on it, Mike. It's
I'm going to do that.
So
Nice.
I'm looking at a couple of peptides right now that maybe because they say they have like a reversal for it. If they have a reversal for it, that'd be awesome. How many people would
But
utilize
isn't
it?
it great because it's dying?
Huh?
I'll do more research before I talk about it. I'm an absolute idiot when it comes to this.
Honestly, I didn't know too much about it, and I started just going down the rabbit hole because I've been looking at like they've been like cloning hair now. So now, like when somebody have to go in for like a hair transplant, what they have to do is they go in and they do like a foo where they take out each individual single graft and the hair and boom boom boom, right? It's like a hole punch almost. But what they do now, like they're doing in Asia and some of these different places, is they take out the one strand, they clone the strands because different strands could be like 2 hairs, or they have strands that have like 4 hairs that separate. So obviously you want to clone the 4 hair one because it would take up more area and more thickness. So they're cloning these hairs now. So because before when hair transplants just first came out, like Hair Club for Men and all that, what they would do is they would cut a patch, literally a patch out of the back of your head, okay? And it would create a scar like a Joker. It'd be like a smiley face in that.
No.
And the only way you couldn't see is if when hair grew up over it. But if they ever lost all their hair or shaved it down, you would see the scar back here. So now they're more advanced with a food process where they have either by hand or they have a robot that takes it and it takes out each individual strand. It'll pick the stronger strands and then it'll start replacing it. They don't usually take the hair from here. They take it from here because the reason is DHT is usually the culprit of why you lose your hair quick or premature balding or all that good stuff. So the hair around here it's got a blocker to DHT. That's why most guys, it's usually crown and top, and they always have these sides around here. It's because there's DHT blocker. So the donor hair where they pull from is usually from the sides or from the small back areas. So yeah, so when they do these graftings, like you go to Turkey, but if you do in the United States, they usually do like 1,600 grafts at a time. That might do like like your hairline here, like fill in some of these spots here. But the bad thing about it is that those hairs will be blocked with DHT. But the hairs that are around them are still susceptible to the balding. And then what happens is you have to get in for 1, 2, maybe 3 transplants. And then the transplants, what they do is they have to take the hair from here, so it starts thinning out around here and it doesn't look as good, right? So cloning hair is going to be the way to go. But I mean, if you're using some of our great products that Titan has, you'll at least keep what you have, grow a little bit back, right, until they have some process like this where you could go and get a transplant and not have to worry about using any of your other hair.
This 20-year-old, what is your recommendation to him?
What I would do is I would look at, I would do a blood test. I would look at growth hormone levels. That's one that I would look up for IGF-1, and maybe I would do something like that. If somebody told me that they were prematurely getting gray, or any of these aging flaws, right, like early, like you have a 20-year-old that looks like it's a 30-year-old, then at that point, like, hey, well, this is what I would look at. And most of those people have low IGF-1 levels. The testosterone might be good, but the growth hormone level is low, and that means they're going to prematurely age. That's what happens. As we age, I was telling someone the other day this, he called me up and he said, listen, I've been taking CJC, and he looked at the blood test wrong originally, and he was like complaining to the girls, oh, it went down. My IGF-1 went down. And I looked at his blood test, and I looked at January's, you're at 140, I looked at July's, you've only been on a month in July, and you're at 183. You went up 43 points. That's really good in the IGF-1 world. And I was
Right.
like, and your Z-score, you went from a 0.1 to a 0.6, so obviously this is working. And then he looked at me, he's like, I'm so sorry, dude. But he's like, I did look at, now I know what I did. I looked at the one from last July. And I said,
Right.
all right, so you looked at the one from last July. I'm like, that's fine, Danny, everything, but remember, as you age, things are going to start declining. They're not ever going to go up or stay the same where they're at. I was like, the only reason your testosterone was good is because you're having something to replace that testosterone, and that's why it's staying up. But testosterone is not growth hormone, and growth hormone is not testosterone. So neither one of those are going to raise like crazy on the other side. If you take growth hormone, that doesn't mean your testosterone is going to go up. It's going to stay or be low. If you take testosterone, that doesn't mean your IGF-1 or growth hormone is going to go up either. So at that point, like I told him, I was like, you gotta stay on the process and be able to do this. He's on testosterone now, so he'll probably get an even bigger bump. But at that point, like that's one thing I would look at for everybody. If you're having prematurely aging symptoms of some sort.
There we go. So this one's interesting. Mona is joining us. What do you think of this question? I answered mine.
Sure.
I do neither of these two things.
All right,
When you
so
train,
burning
you go-
muscle or quivering muscle, like I don't really go by that either. I mean, obviously, listen, if you're starting to feel a burn in the muscle, that might be good. That you're starting to like really start burning things down, but that could be bad. And quivering could be bad too. That could be right before an injury happens. I've seen that happen a million times, especially like in elbow areas and joint areas like that. They start quivering and then done. So that might be like something I wouldn't base off of how I'm training off of those two things, I guess. I would really, at that point, I would really establish like where the weight of where I need to go to really start putting some strain on the body, and then I would start working from there. So like next week, I'm going up 2.5 pounds. If I go up 5 pounds, I'm gonna go up there, great. And I'm trying to just put more strain, more progressive overload, I guess, at that point, and not just staying the same. And because I could do probably like 30 curls with like 35 pounds and start getting a burn, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be the best for muscle building, I guess, right? I mean, I could do volume, I'm building endurance, maybe some stamina there, but I'm not really like, I'm not going for what I really want to do. Instead, I'd probably do 10 or 12 of maybe a heavier weight if I could do that, put more strain on. That's my thought.
Nice.
Here's one. I'm not sure what he means by 1 or 2.
Sure. So there is melanotan 1 and there's melanotan 2. So
Now, this is for not just your tan of the body, but it's like what Stan was doing to color, or Billy Gunn did that a lot.
What it does is it
colors the
releases
skin.
melanin, right? So it unlocks some melanin. So like a fine Irish gentleman like yourself might be a little bit more, on the lighter side, and this would
A little bit, wouldn't you say? Yes.
Huh?
A little bit, you would say. Yes.
Oh, come on, you're always pretty dark.
I'm Casper.
So
which one do
melanotan
you
can-
like?
It could literally unlock the melanin. So at
Back
that
to that
point,
one.
if you're a person that doesn't get tan, you can get tan. That's kind of what it does, right? That's what.
Does it also cut body fat and some other side effects?
So yeah, there is a caveat to that, and this is the reason. I don't really like it.
Caveat.
There's a caveat to that. So
I'm
listen,
hungry right now, so anytime you say that, I'm just thinking, is there shrimp coming with it? Is that oysters? What do we got?
So, listen, we've always had this in our arsenal. The reason we've never bring this out in the arsenal is because I'm not really a big fan of it. I'm not. But I have a lot of patients that want this. So they've taken it before, they want it, great. You want it, we'll have it. So it makes your skin darker and it releases melanin. The bad thing about this, in my eyes, you might think it's okay. If you have any brown spots or dark spots, they can potentially.
That's why I didn't do it.
They can potentially get bigger. That's not good.
That's right.
Not for me. Like I have little freckles on my face, and I want the little freckles to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Sorry, I'm not a fan of that. I'll go out in the sun and get suntan. I'm blessed to be able to have that skin where I can go out there and be okay. But like I said, some people want this. So melanotan 1, melanotan 2, that's the big one. Here's Titan. So if I was going to do something like this around this, oh, that's my dude. So I would do PT 141 if I was going to do something around this in this group of things. PT-141 was a sequence of melanotan 2 that they isolated for the erection effect, or not for the erection effect, for the nervous system libido effect. So that's where they got it from. They got it from melanotan 2. It was an isolated sequence. Just like AOD is an isolated sequence of growth hormone, just for the weight loss effect. So same thing. That's what it is. So you will get a little bit of benefit of the melanin, but you won't get the overgrowth of brown spots growing like crazy. And that was one thing. And I'm not just talking because, oh, I seen this. Guys, I told you, I am literally patient 0. I am the rat. So literally, if I'm gonna introduce this to you guys, I'm gonna take it first. I'm gonna tell you my experience. And that was my experience. My experience was, it was great. I got dark as hell in like one day, like dark. And I usually get dark, but I got real dark. I was like, man, this is awesome. And I'm like, look in the mirror, I'm like, oh man, like, it's literally a little freckle on my face started getting bigger. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me, I don't want this. Like, I was like, I'll just go outside and get it. But like I said, if you already know the effects, you've already had it, you tried it, you love it, then we'll offer it. We're offering it now. So, but if you don't like it, I would definitely not do it.
All right, let's jump on to another one.
Sure. It says, hey Mike, do you ever combine workouts with close grip bench and shoulder press, or incline and back in same workout?
And we've talked about this. There's times I'll do 2 body parts in a day, if that's a small portion. And I know that you're a big guy on chest and back, and so
I gotta get it in one way or the other.
Yeah.
If I don't get it in those combined trainings, I might not
Yeah.
get it in. That's the only reason, guys. If I had ample training, like I could like, all right, this is my dream training. I would train 1 body part a day. If I only had to worry about training, like I don't have to worry about business or anything. If I had my kid and training, whatever, I would be working 1 body part a day. And I would.
We call that in LA a full-time bodybuilder.
Yeah. Yeah.
We teach people about that. You're a full-time bodybuilder. Just eat, sleep on the couch. You can do this. Anybody, if you want to do 2 workouts, you want to do 2 body parts, you want to, whatever you want to do, you want to train 7 days a week. I just recommend a couple things is get your blood work done. Check in back with Titan Medical because they can actually look at the blood work and see some great things on there that will tell them, dude, you're overtraining.
Right.
You're breaking your body down.
Yep.
You're not building it up.
Right.
So just, that's a kind of a cool thing because, I always had to learn how much can I do? And it changes every year. You're getting older every year.
Yep.
So how much can I do and still recover and still get better? And I think people forget that. So when you're asking this kind of question, or anybody here that's similar to this kind of question, I want to train 3 hours. Great. Can you recover from it?
Right.
And can you recover from it every single day that you train 3 hours, 6 days a week for the next 365 days for the next 10 years? That's the point of weightlifting. So Johnny can help you.
Absolutely.
You can 100% help anybody.
Yep.
And especially as you get into your 30s and you feel like you're not recovering.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them about that. The best way to recover. Mostly if they do have this terrible thing that's going on with testosterone right now, it seems like the male 30-year-old has less testosterone than the 70-year-old from the 80s.
Yep.
I don't know where that was research and stuff. It's like, that's crazy.
I know. It's nuts. And it literally keeps going down every generation. So it's not stopping. Like the total testosterone levels are just going down and down and down. And along with that is fertility rates. Same thing. Like if you look at fertility rates, Mike, you'd be astonished what you see. It's not something I'm like, it's like really like the bell's ringing like off and nobody's listening about what's going on. Like it's crazy. So, I think that, in the 30s, like you would think like my testosterone should be good, I should be optimal, like I'm good, like I've never messed with anything. But more 30-year-olds and even 20-year-olds, that's where it's scary. 30, like all right, your 30s, like okay, but 20s, man, you shouldn't even be thinking about testosterone, right? But like there are guys that really truly need it, and I feel for those guys the most, because at least like me or like somebody else, like we didn't wait till our 30s, that's great, but like we had our 20s, we dominated our 20s, we felt great in our 20s, like that was the best time of our lives. And of course, like we 30s come in like but like now it's like man, like if you're not feeling good in your 20s, that sucks.
Can he blow that up?
Of course. That's what we do, player.
Just throw it over my picture. You find if you want to throw it over mine or
Check it
right
out.
there. Male testosterone production by age. So this is just relevant to now.
I don't think this is relevant to now because no 30-year-olds at 3/4 of their body have testosterone. No way.
Decreases.
Get that graph out of here.
It decreases at 30 starts. That's what.
Yeah,
I think
we
that
know it
shows.
decreases. I'm just curious to go. Wait a minute, a 60-year-old, a 70-year-old back in the day was running around 500-600,
Right.
where the 20-year-olds nowadays is running into the threes.
Yes.
It's like that's. Now see, if I never went out of Southern California, I would believe that because most of them don't look like they even have that.
Right.
It's a weird thing to see these guys. Yeah, it's a different generation. Just get your blood work done, guys.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you are. And if your energy is slacking and you're not motivated, this could be a sign.
Mental clarity, brain fog, ED, depression, like all these things stem from hormones. I was just literally talking to one of my medical directors because I'm talking about opening mental health side to what we do, right?
That would be
And
so
at that
cool.
point, we were talking about like all these like basically all these psychiatrists, psychologists just putting people on antidepressants, general practitioners. Patient comes in, sets them down, put them just on antidepressants.
Yep.
There's no blood test that says like, oh, they need to be on it. They don't check testosterone levels at all, and that could be the root of the problem.
Yep.
So just get everything checked before you make any. Because when you go on SSRI, and I'm not saying people don't legitimately need some SSRIs, but in those antidepressants. But at that point, like, make sure that you're checking underneath all the stones just to make sure like you've uncovered all the information you need.
Why wouldn't they do that?
Because they don't do
Just
it.
just a common knowledge. Like you and me talked about this the other day, and I said when you guys go in to do your colonoscopy, if you're over 40, 45,
Right.
make sure that they check the right side.
Right.
Now, again, just layman's terms, I would assume they check everything. They don't.
No.
Okay, well, all right, that's good to know. I had a talk with them the other day, and they said, "Yeah, we're going to pull you in for a discussion." I go, "I don't need to talk to your doctor. I need to do my colonoscopy."
Yeah.
Well, but he's going to explain. Great, do the colonoscopy.
Right.
It's like, do the blood work.
Right.
I don't need you to have a 3-hour talk with me about what happens if you get the blood work done and what else.
Right.
Get the blood work.
Right.
Let's see it. What's going on?
Right.
Because it leads us into this next question: is that a deload week? Everybody's deloading. All right. Well, that's what we did in powerlifting.
Right.
Or if you compete to the level of a bodybuilder on stage, then there's it's more of not a deload because the nervous system is
Right.
destroyed. You're just emotionally and physically destroyed.
Right.
But it's the nervous system is what a deload is. Are you training hard enough to be that? Everybody feels like they do. I train so hard, and then I train with these guys. And I'm talking about D1 athletes. I'm talking about the best of the best,
Yeah.
the world's strongest,
Yeah.
everything. And I'm like, you consider that a hard workout? Holy shit. Wow, you would never have lasted in the 80s and 90s.
Right. That's
But
definitely.
maybe I'm a little too rugged for that, a little too raw. But there has to be some work done.
Absolutely.
And if you feel like I need another deload, well, it's been 4 weeks. It's not the workouts.
Right.
It's probably the nutrition and check your blood work because there's something else there and something mentally going. And again, guys, there's nothing wrong with doing this. It's funny because I competed my whole career and got tested and stuff, and people think that I have this stigma against. Guys, this is life.
Yeah.
If you have low T and you're not on this, I think you're an idiot. I think if you're 20 years old and you have 800 T and you jump on it, I think you're an idiot.
Yep. Cut that. This
It's
is
like
a good one.
it's like you can clip this, guys, but
Yeah,
it's like
definitely a good clip.
there's a point in this. The point is, I want to see better. And Mona and me were talking about this the other day. It's like, well, I think they can fix near and farsighted now with
Yeah.
LASIK.
Yeah.
Well, let's not do it. Why not?
Right.
This is your one go around.
Right,
Honey,
right.
make the appointment. Let's get in there. If they can do that, let's go.
Right.
And
right.
it's the same thing for this. Is like I have these friends, a lot of actors, just coming to me going, "Hey, I'm seasoned, I'm vintage.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah.
Should I do this kind of diet or that kind of diet? Can I eat grass and grow? Can I train full body part every single day?" I go, "Don't do shit till you go over to Titan Medical and get tested."
Yeah.
And I've sent a couple of ones that were not vintage.
Yes. Yes.
If I put these guys in front of Dingleberry or Nurse Mike, both of them would have go, "That guy's on steroids." And I sent you these guys, and you know who they are.
Absolutely.
This guy is a walking superhero on screen.
Yep.
His T level was at 270. It's like, how are you 270?
I know.
You're like a Greek god. Keep you away from my girl,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's the guy that every guy wants to go out and drink with,
Right.
and every girl wants to sleep with. He's walking around 270, and you're like, wow, how's that feel? And again, he loves life, so he doesn't know. He's training hard, so he looks good.
Yeah.
But now he's like, wow, I train half as much as I was. I look better.
Yeah.
I'm happier.
Yeah.
My girl's like, holy sheesh, you're a stud. I'm gonna have to bring over some girlfriends. You know, it's like he's that walking billboard now.
Yeah.
But again, I'm talking about a young cat. And then the older cats are the same way. They're just like, wow, I can pull back and I feel healthier and I can train like I did in my 20s, where you go in the gym and you train and maybe have a pizza and you still wake up the next day looking good.
Right.
I'm not saying go eat the pizza, but I'm saying that their metabolism
Yeah, it's moving.
is moving again. Their body is moving again. You don't have to be a bodybuilding diet all year.
No.
You get to enjoy life if the body's functioning correctly. And that's what this man does.
Try.
And he's been doing it for over a decade.
Yeah.
Him and his team.
I love this. This
So
is
I just wanted to say that. Sorry about talking so much,
No, I
but
love it, Mike. I mean, it's so true, man. And the knowledge you're dropping is great knowledge. So people should listen up. Because, I mean, especially you. I mean, I've done it for 44 years. But you've been doing it a long time, man. And I think the epitome, like every guy would like want to look like Michael Herman at that age for sure.
Yep.
Even before
I
that,
tried
before
to
that
go to the
age.
barbecue and take it off and start stripping all the housewives. I'm like, what? So
We gotta make a Michael Hearn charity calendar, man. We'll do it
Yeah.
for charity.
this is a great one. Now I want to go from this into what Titan Medical is doing this week. And I really like to go into these two aspects because this one is a great one. I think everybody asks, and I am slicing and dicing, and so I'm on L-carnitine
Yep.
injectable,
Carnitine injectable.
and I'm doing it twice a day.
Yep.
I've got the Hercules potion. I got the EAAs.
Yep.
I got the Tessamamorlin.
MK.
Not doing MK, but I think the Tessamamorlin right now is doing a lot for my body
Oh,
fat.
for sure. And that's what I recommend for this guy, for sure. And
Is
when I
that what
say
you recommend? Could you do the AOD, the Tessamamorlin, and the L-carnitine?
You could. You definitely could, for sure, 100%.
That was for me, guys.
That
Just so
was-
you know,
yeah.
that was for me, not for you.
Yeah. So honestly, I've got a couple. There's some new ones that I told you when I was really excited because I've got a lot of new therapies that are coming down the pipeline that are super effective too.
Nice.
So one is the 5-amino 1MQ. You might have seen it on our social media if you're on our social media. I don't think I really get to talk to Mike about it too much. So why this is so cool? This is so cool because it inhibits NNMT. And what this is a restriction in your body. It's like a governor. And it basically, it makes it so you can only release so much stored body fat. By inhibiting this, you unlock your body to unlimited range of unstoring all the body fat that you have.
Can you give me that again, just so I can write that down?
5-amino 1MQ. It's an oral capsule you would take 2 times a day. It's at 50 milligrams per capsule. You could go all the way up to 150. Real medical protocol is 100 milligrams a day. So you take 50 in the morning, and you take 50 in the afternoon. Super cool oral therapy. So
You're basically unlocking visually. I see this like the dam.
Yes.
The body's going, I'm not going to release this.
Yes. It has
and you're going to
this
store
fighter
that
at the beginning of the gates, and his name is
You can throw that over my face.
NMT.
There it is.
You
There it is.
destroy NMT, and once you destroy NMT or inhibit it, just lock it down. It's going to let the body unrelease this stored body fat, which is super, super cool. Endurance with this stamina, it's really a really good one that I've really been talking about lately. I'm on this right now. It's really good. Melanotan 1, we talked about that earlier. So if you want to get tan, the caveat, spots can grow brown. I don't want to like kick it in the face, but you know, that's something I wouldn't possibly utilize, but a lot of patients do. So if you're interested in that, that's something that you could talk about. The other big one on here is nandrolone. So I know we discussed this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. So nandrolone, we are opening the door for patients to be able to utilize without a whole amount of extensive documentation like the other pastor. You don't need to do that. You don't need to be on testosterone. That was another prerequisite for us. But you do need to take a blood test. So if you want nandrolone, you can utilize it for shoulders, knees, elbows, these joint areas that might be giving you a problem. They're not going to heal these areas, but what they're going to do is they're going to create some lubrication in those areas. It'll feel a little bit more comfortable in those areas for you for sure. Things with this, nandrolone can help put on size. Nandrolone is an anabolic steroid. It's a norr-19 testosterone. So it doesn't raise testosterone levels, and you don't want to take a whole bunch of this. You want to stay on the medical dose that we're going to provide, because if you take too much, this can give you what they call decadick. You don't want the limp noodle in bed. It's the farthest thing that we want for you. So at that point, nandrolone is a really, really good thing to utilize for a medical necessity, and it's helped a lot of patients. But it will help you gain size too. So with this, it might make the hunger a little bit more, and it will definitely help you put on a little bit more mass. So that's the other thing.
And then just go back on this guy again. And for everybody here that's asking about what is the best peptide to burn body fat, you're going with testosterone.
I'm going to go with what he said, the last bit of body fat. Testosterone, AOD. The only reason I say testosterone is because testosterone, like raises growth hormone, hits visceral belly fat. Usually when people say, I've got like, usually like when people are like talking about weight loss, they're usually talking about their belly, like the last bit around their stomach. The bodybuilders might be like their last part of the little back right here.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, you know, you can lose it all over, right? So we can put you on like AOD or something like that. But if it's like targeted visceral belly fat, that's why we usually say testosterone. But if it's all around, hey, listen, AOD with some ECAs, or I mean, you can mix testosterone with that too as well. I mean, there's a lot of different combinations you can do. Sloop, if you don't like needles, Sloop, 5-amino-1-MQ, I utilize those together with maybe ECAs, and you're going to be balling. You're going to be balling for sure.
Okay, and then Mona has one written down here. She looks like she asked for this month, and I've never heard this one. What is Iron Man's? Why'd you order that?
So Iron Mans are sildenafil and arginine. So we call them Iron Mans because that is the maximum blood flow, and you're going to be an Iron Man.
Yep.
I see. Now I get it. Your birthday's coming up, little party. See, that's a woman that's thinking ahead.
That's right. And see, you can even mix with some PT-141 too, both you guys. Hey, you know.
Hey, there we go. See, now it's a real party. So for you guys out there that maybe if there's something that's not functioning correctly and you did your blood work, talk to them also about any kind of problems that you're having. If there is an issue with ED or anything like that for you guys. Testosterone, mind focus, sexual performance, Titan Medical does all of that. Everything. They just can't get you to go in there. That's up to you. You got to make the steps. But again, I think Johnny and I always talk about this. We can't care more about your health than you care about your health.
Right.
And so when people ask me, how do you keep motivated? I value my health.
For sure.
I value how I function. I value this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy on the bleachers watching life go by. That's surviving. I don't want to survive. I want to thrive. And Titan Medical has taken me to a level that, again, we're fighting time, everybody.
Absolutely.
We're here for a short time, but we're here for a good time.
Yes,
And
sir.
Mona more than ever is going to have a good time. Yeah, we have one more question. Yeah, go for it. You got
Sure.
something?
I'm 34. I've had slight thinning hair since 28. Started getting really noticeable up top on the back. I don't want to go on finasteride. I'd love to avoid a transplant. What do I do? So we have some really good things here from Titan Medical Center. One, we have our Hair Health capsules, which is more of a natural alternative. Got DHT blockers in there, a whole bunch of good stuff you can take orally. 2, injectable biotin. This is the one thing. 3, we have a foam. Now it does have finasteride in it, but does not have the finasteride effect if you would take it orally. If you would take it orally, I know that effect. I've had that effect. It's like nail castration. You don't think about it. It's turned off. Not a good way to be, for sure. Especially if you're 34 years old. And hopefully, you're going to want to have sexual relations and a lot of it. So at that point, this hair foam has finasteride. It has minoxidil in it, which is the same thing as Rogaine, but at a higher percentage. And then it also has lantricose in it, which helps thicken the hair too as well. So growing, thickening, and keeping the hair is key. Now, if you're 34 and you've had this problem and it's starting to go even worse, you need to jump on something now, stop waiting. 2, I would get a blood test. I would get a blood test, do the all-in-depth one, right? It's $150, but I would also add on a DHT test to that blood test. Dihydrotestosterone, that's the main culprit usually for hair thinning or male pattern baldness. You can kind of see it in those levels. And at that point, if you see the DHT high, then with some of these different things that we have, you can correct those DHT levels, get within normal range, and hopefully your hair shouldn't stop thinning. And at that point, hopefully you're growing a little bit too.
Nice.
Thanks for hanging, Johnny.
Love you guys. I have one more question on here I'd like to answer because she's a patient. Laura Minach. She asked at an earlier question up, she said, my son's getting CJC from you guys, but was not told the FDA is banning it. What's a good replacement? All right, so CJC right now was on the shortage list to a certain extent, but I'm telling you, Laura, because this is like every day is like a new update. CJC is looking like it's going to stay around, so I think that you'd be okay with that. But if you had to transition your son to another one, we have some great other options. Okay, like hexarelin's another good one. Macerone's a pill you could probably take, or he could take. Testosterone's always a good one. It's a little bit more expensive though, and I'll have some different combinations. Hopefully, I'll be taking a phone call with a new pharmacy here at 4 p.m. my time, so right when we get off of here. And at that point, I'm going to talk to them about some of these newer, different peptides that they might have, and some different combinations of peptides all in one vial. So maybe you guys are going to get more bang for your buck, and you won't have to do as many injections too as well. That's what I really want.
Also, I would like to say, because I know Lori, and they came to an appearance a couple weeks ago when where were we? Ohio. We were out in Worcester. We were in Worcester, Ohio, and she came by and
Nice.
with her son. And I got to say, he's young.
Yeah.
But again, same kind of situation. T was very low.
Yeah.
This is what's great. In such, I think it was like 6 months, he went from playing video games all day
Yeah.
to being a fanatic workout guy, and he's already dropped, I think, Lori, you correct me if I'm wrong, over 80 pounds already.
Nice.
So just going from the way he was living and low T to being on something and being active, and he's like, I'm pumped, I'm energetic, I'm motivated, I'm living life now. And I'm like, at that age, that's so cool to me, because it's like if you're 70 and you've phoned it in, you're done. But I don't want to see that for a 20-year-old. You got so much life left. Live it. And so, props. Nice job for you guys, Titan Medical. But again, it was Lori and him making the decision to do this. And so,
taking those first steps, just contacting us. Just contact us. We'll take it from there. And we'll make sure we're on top of you to order and all these good things. You won't miss a beat, I promise. All you gotta do is just contact us. Just call or text. I need help. boom, we'll get after it. You do it.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.